Good evening, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com. It is currently the 18th of October, 2010. Currently going on 1900 Philippine time. That's right around 10 Zulu for the rest of you worldwide here. And we are right now watching 15W or Megi moving over northern Luzon right now. Current winds are actually right around 120 knots with winds gusts much higher. But I'm sure the winds are actually being increased in certain regions in these mountains here, especially in low-lying areas due to funneling. But right now, though, the storm is getting shredded up over land right now. Lots of heavy rainfall is being reported out throughout much of the island. Even reports far as south as Manila and even farther south in southern Luzon having reports of a very strong rain showers throughout those areas. But tropical storm force winds with this system right now are even extending out as far as the Manila metropolitan area. So this is a very, very strong system right now and still a very dangerous storm. And shown on microwave imagery here, the storm is very convective still, even in the center region of Luzon here. The eye has been disrupted due to the mountainous region up in here, but expecting that to actually reform as it moves off the coast over the South China Sea. But still, based on this center of circulation right here on microwave imagery, we can still depict that the center of this storm is still located right in this region. This is the satellite imagery in here is from earlier today when the storm did make landfall in the Sierra Madre National Park region right in here. Just to note though, this system is unofficially on the record as one of the strongest storms to ever make landfall as they were making landfall. This system made landfall with about 885 millibar pressure and winds gusting up over about 170 up to 180 knots though. Still no reports just yet from land stations on the ground right in there. This is actually based off of JMA's warning, but just something to note here, this is a very intense and dangerous storm. And already having a report of a death up here just on the northern eyewall up here in northeast of Luzon up in this region. I'm sure though, hopefully not, there'll be any more reports out of this, but hopefully that is all the deaths there is. But still, this is a very strong and deadly storm. The big question out there for everybody is, when are these winds going to end for me? Well, right now, though, the system is moving to the west right around 15 knots. So that basically puts the typhoon strength winds off the coast by about tomorrow morning into tomorrow about noonish. You're going to start seeing that decrease in the winds on the western coast. But to note, though, tropical storm force winds are still going to linger around for a while, actually out until about afternoon time, especially on the west coast right in here, with the rainfall eventually ending by later on in the afternoon. But also to note though, that as this storm moves off the west coast as well, you're still going to have a very dangerous and strong storm. Still wind gust up to about 110 up to 125 knots as this storm reemerges in the South China Sea. So even if you are on the west coast, don't think that you've been sheltered from the system at all, especially on the southern periphery right in this region right in here. You're still going to get a reverse storm surge coming from the west into the west coast of Luzon up in here. And also, I want to show you this in enhanced IR shot right in here. Still showing these outer rain bands are very strong and extending well south of Manila here. Even as far south as Borneo, just off the map right in here. So this system is a very wide storm, and it's good reason that it's been classified as one of the strongest storms on record, because it is overall not just the intensity near the center of circulation, but extends out very far. Actually have several people report to me that they're getting strong winds and rains on the southern coast of Taiwan as well. So even across the Luzon Strait right in here, you're still seeing some high winds and very strong precipitation up there. So this is still a very dangerous storm, even after landfall over the next several days as we move out into the South China Sea, expecting this to reemerge and actually re-intensify and start heading up towards southeast China. Which brings me to this warning right here put out by the Hong Kong Observatory. I'm using this because this is really what's going to be affecting you here. Hong Kong shown right in here by the star, and the storm's going to actually start recurving to the northeast over the next 48 hours due to a weakness in a subtropical ridge that you see on streamline analysis here, as an area of basically this churning rate in here, the overall background flow. So that's actually going to lift this storm and turn it toward the northeast, towards southeast China in the Hong Kong area. And here showing another graphic put out by the Hong Kong Observatory. Currently though, still no signal force set for Hong Kong, but just something you need to closely watch here. And as far as Hainan all the way up to Taiwan, also need to closely watch this, as the models are strongly differing. GFS is actually taking the storm and turning it directly due north towards Taiwan, shown here, which is also putting the storm near the Taiwan Strait on the 23rd, right around 23rd in the morning here. But also showing on no gaps, it actually takes it to the farther to the southwest, making landfall near Hong Kong on the afternoon of the 22nd. So the models are differing, but overall it is putting the storm in the general area here near Hong Kong and southeast China. But still, all eyes continue to be on the Philippines as the storm is still affecting that area and is still very damaging. Looking forward to reports coming out of there. Hopefully, not too much damage, but with the immense storm surge that likely happened with this system as it made landfall, the damage is probably going to be very devastating throughout that region. I also want to encourage people to continue to look at the Pagasa Twitter feeds that's still being fed through. And also note that TyphoonFury.com is a storm chaser on the ground up here in Apari. Looking forward to feeds coming out of him as well. But also I want to thank people who have been giving me information the last several hours coming out of the Philippines as well. This is very helpful for these updates. So the more information you can feed me, the more I can relate to everybody else as well. So thank you, everybody. Please continue to stay safe out there. Stay inside your houses and sturdy buildings here until this storm passes. So have a good night, everybody. Might have another update by tomorrow morning. Bye.